Hi guys, today I have my October monthly mani to share with you. I feel I'm doing those monthly mani videos back to back because I was super late for my filming the last 2 months. So anyways, this time for October, I actually didn't wear as many different manicures because I was going through a pretty bad nail break at the beginning of the month, so I just more focused on my project polish instead. I started the month by wearing a different dimension polish. This one is in the color Butterfly Nebula. This one looks gorgeous on their website. I've been eyeing it for quite a while. I have to say that the effect of this polish is not as good as I saw from the swatch pictures, mainly because I think it was way darker on my nails compared to those swatches I've seen, and because it was so much deeper, the flakies, the color shifting flakies didn't shine as vibrant as the pictures I saw. So I was a little bit disappointed, honestly, and if I knew the polish itself was this deep, I probably wouldn't have bought it. So sadly, I probably would declutter this one. Then I wore KL Polish Cancer. So this one is a set that I got that was the zodiac kind of themed polish, and this one is just a good old like medium gray. I don't usually get gray polishes because my skin tone just doesn't really agree with gray polishes all that well. It tends to make my hands look pretty dead and sickly, but this one looked all right. I think I actually quite enjoyed it on my nails. I don't have a lot of grays in my collection, so I don't know how unique it is, but a lot of you guys told me that the tone of it is very special. It has a pretty strong smoky tone, some blue in there, so it actually worked pretty well on my nails. I wore another polish from Indie Angel. This one was a newish brand to me, I think from the summer. I bought quite a few from them. So this one is in the color Hunter. It's just a really deep foresty green color. It has a lot of yellow in there, which makes it kind of swampy looking, and it's just Halloween-ish. And I love those kind of ugly pretty colors, and it's a hollow. The formula is slightly on the thicker side, but very easy to work with, very opaque, and it has a very nice shift. So overall, I'm really happy with this brand. I wore 2 polishes that are kind of similar this month. The first one that I wore is from Ethereal Lacquer. The color is called Caramel. It's from the August polish pickup. So this one is a really nice neutral tone, and it has a pretty strong aurora shimmer in there that shifts from green to pink to red and copper. So it's a beautiful polish. I tried it matte, but it actually looked really creepy on my nails, and I couldn't wear it that way. But this one did look pretty when it's glossy. I have to say the formula on this is pretty hard to work with. It's really thick to a point that it's harder to apply, and I just don't feel the shift on your nails is that strong. You can definitely see it, but I wish it's a little bit more apparent in person. But overall, I think it's a good polish. And then way later in the month, I wore this one from Sinful color. This one is in the color Nakey. So you can see the tone of them is actually really similar. I think Sinful color probably is a little bit warmer, but similar enough. And this guy has a really good formula. It has that really strong copper sheen and shine, and I really enjoyed it. The formula is so easy to work with. And quite frankly, I would probably prefer the Sinful colors over the Ethereal Lacquer formula-wise and color-wise. I just think they are so similar, and the Sinful color is so much easier to work with, and it's so much cheaper. It's kind of mind-blowing that the price difference and how similar they turned out. So it's sad, but I might even consider getting rid of my caramel from Ethereal Lacquer. You're gonna see this month, I think I was probably extra picky about my polishes, or maybe I just kept running into duds. Yeah, I got a lot of polishes I might declutter actually. Well, the next one is a good one, I think. This one is from 90 Lacquer, and this one actually is my first try for the brand. I have never bought anything from them, can you believe it? So finally I decided to purchase and wore this color. It's the Singer Auto Salvage. I think this is a really famous shade. I do like the tone of it. It's beautiful. However, this is my first try of the brand, like I said. I did not realize how big and fluffy the brush is. I mean, not like it's a fan brush big, but it's just fluffy. Like you see how big that is? And it's rounded all the way. It's just really hard to work with and really thick. I know Jess herself prefers thicker formula, but still, this is just too thick to work with, I think. I was a little disappointed by it, but I like the color. I wouldn't declutter this one. If you get it, if you have it, I highly suggest that you would add some thinner because it's just so difficult to work with. Next, I have a color from LynB Designs. This is in the color I Drink and I Know Things. This is a classic reference from Game of Thrones, and I love the show, so I bought quite a few polishes from that collection. This color itself just looks so gorgeous. It's a deep wine color and it has a lot of color shifting flakies, and it just looks really elegant and ladylike. I thought I would love it, but I don't. I think the formula is really strange. It's a little bit on the sheer side. That's fine. I could use 3 coats, no problem. But still, after 3 coats, it just gives a kind of uneven coverage. You can see that my pinky just turned out a lot lighter than the rest of the nails, even though I gave them the same amount of coats. So I don't know what caused that, but I wasn't crazy about that look. And I feel the formula is not very easy to work with. It's just overall, I'm not impressed, you know? So I probably would declutter this one, sadly. I just don't think I would ever come back to it. And the formula is a little bit on the thicker side. And if you have to use 3 coats of a sheer thick polish, it just takes forever to dry. Yeah, I'm gonna declutter this one. Next, I have a polish that is really, really nice. And this one is from Blush Lacquers. I just don't think I have come across any polishes from Blush Lacquers that I don't like yet. Their formula is so good, their color is on point. This one is in the color Splendid. It's just a sandy tone neutral polish, and it has a subtle kind of green shift in there. It's very neutral, very elegant, very soft, and just classy. You can definitely wear this to work, and it's just elegant. I loved it. And it has a little bit something extra, but definitely not loud. So it's just beautiful. So I enjoyed this one quite a bit. I wore Cross My Heart from ILNP. So this one, I don't know what collection it came from, but I've had it in my collection for a while. It's a warmer toned brick color, I think. The tone of it is quite different. I really enjoy those kind of shades in the summer. It's like a deeper rose, a little bit grandma-like, but kind of elegant and soft and ladylike. It has the color shifting flakies, micro flakies in there that shifts from pink to purple to copper. I think this specific color of flaky is not something all that unique anymore. A lot of brands use it, but it's just perfect for fall, and the base color itself is unique, so I think it looks really soft on my nails. I enjoyed a lot. I also did a Skittle mani. I think this year Skittle mani is just really in, so I decided to do that, and I have quite a few fall creams that I wanted to try. I figured this one is a little bit faster of a way to go through them. It's probably a little bit like cheating, but I don't really care. So for this mani, I used 3 polishes here. I used my Zoya Brigitte, which is in my Project Polish. And the other 2 colors are from OPI. I have the Infinite Shine formula, and this one is in the color Hold Out for More. And then I have a regular kind of formula. This is in the color Appears to be Tan. I think the 3 of them together just screams fall to me. I love how soft and elegant that looks. It's just the perfect combination. I really enjoy that one. And the brick tone to soft neutral, I think it just transitioned really well. It's just really fun to come up with combos like this. Another OPI that I wore this time around is Mrs. O'Leary's Barbecue. So this one is like a cult classic. I finally got my hands on it this spring, and it's in the Infinite Shine formula. I love the tone of it. The color is so good. It's like the perfect deeper wine barbecue color. It has a touch of purple, and it's just so good. I love it. But the formula for me is a little bit too thin. I don't know if it's because this is a reformulated version or because this is the Infinite Shine version. I never owned the original one, but this one is so thin that it flooded my cuticle. Like, it was harder to maneuver. So that part is a little frustrating, but once you get it on your nails, it looks gorgeous. So I think it's worth it. Maybe over time it would get a little thicker and it would be easier to work with, but I really enjoy the color of it. And I actually did a little nail art with it. So I just reviewed my MLF Lacquer Trail set. And in that set, there's a color called White Gold. This one is basically a silver metallic shade. It has silver flakies and hollow flakies in there. So I just dry brushed this over on top of the Mrs. Hilarious Barbecue, and I love how that turned out. It was really elegant and it was just abstract, and I thought it was really cool. I really enjoyed that. Another nail art combo that I did was with Formula X Artemis and Different Dimension Mystery Prototype number 6. So what I did is I used 2 coats of Formula X on the bottom, and this one is a micro flaky kind of polish in a clear base. So after 2 coats, it still wasn't completely opaque, especially my nail line, but I really didn't feel like adding a 3rd coat. So I just freehanded like a French tip with this green hollow polish from Different Dimension. And I love how that turned out. I think it was super easy to work with, and you really don't need to make it perfect. Like, all the stitches, the lines that I drew in are not straight whatsoever or like evenly spaced, but I think it was fine. And the black lines, I actually used 2 different tools for. I used a striper. I think you can get those kind of things anywhere just for $1 or $2, Sally's. Mine is actually from Finger Paints. This one is actually a really deep brown. It's not black, but in the picture I don't think you can really tell. So I used the striper to draw the long line across the entire tip, and then I used a little nail art pen from Sally Hansen. This is just in the color black, to draw in the shorter stitches. And because this one has a felt tip, like a hard tip, it's a lot easier to control and a lot easier to draw the lines with. So that's what I did with the black lines. The next polish is definitely my favorite of the month, and it definitely would be one of my favorite manis of the year. This one is really good. It's from Emily Damali, and the color is called the Dragon King. This one is in a swampy kind of deep foresty base, but it's a little bit more aqua. It has a very strong kind of you see there red, the pink to gold kind of flaky shift. It's so good, and the flaky really stood out on your nails, and it just sparkles. It's beautiful. I wore this one in my nail polish rack video, and it was amazing. I just loved it so much. I love the color combination. It's so unique, and I love how the flakies really shines through. It was not eaten by the base by any means, and the formula is super easy to work with. Overall, I'm just really impressed by this polish. Then I wore Girly Bits Very Important polish. This one is a VIP polish from last year's Polish Con. This one is a deep kind of wine color, and it has a very strong kind of dual chrome shimmer in there that shifts from purple to gold to green. This one actually looks much better on my nails than I had envisioned. It has the sparkle of hollow flakies in there. It's just really complex, and it carries that depth. It's very pretty. I think it's a vampy kind of typical deep purple color, but you can definitely tell it's not black, and it has that shift and it has the hollow, so it just looks really cute, surprisingly, and I was really impressed by it. I'm really happy I got this polish from the VIP bag. Also, I realized that I have, it's really sad to say, I have more than 400 untried polishes now. So I think I would go on a no buy for a long time, or a really low buy at least. But regardless, my indie brands, the most untried brand is ILNP, and the most untried brand for my mainstream is Zoya. So I think I'm gonna try to focus on those 2 brands in the next couple to few months, and maybe move on once those two brands are tried significantly, if that makes sense. So I decided to wear another ILNP polish from my collection. So this one is in the color Sidekick. When I first took it out of the box, I was like, oh, this one is a super like ultra hollow. I can't really tell what the base color is because it's so blinding. It's hard to tell what color it was, honestly. So I put it on my nails and I realized it's actually a quite icy and light kind of lavender shade that is a little bit more spring-like. So that was a little goofy, but at the same time, we didn't get a lot of sun the day that I wore it. So it turned out okay. Like without the sun, it didn't look all that blinding. It actually carries a little bit of that gray deep tone. I quite enjoyed it. And the formula is just so easy to work with. I think ILNP does ultra hollows the best. Then I wore Cirque Colors Garnet. So I got this one last month or maybe 2 months ago when they did a sale. So this one is a pretty deep kind of oxblood or wine colored jelly base, crelly base, leaning more jelly, and it has tons of micro hollow flakies in there. It looks gorgeous on my nails. The formula is very easy to work with, but I have to say that I'm just a little disappointed because I have really high expectations for Cirque colors. I think their colors are always so unique and their formula, of course, is on point. But however, this one, I just feel, I feel China Glaze could do something like this, you know? If I search my collection a little bit more carefully, I probably could pull out some dupes. The tone of it is just so ordinary. And I mean, hollow flakies nowadays is just not something so spectacularly unique anymore. So I was like, you know, it's good, but I'm disappointed I paid the price for a common shade like this. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with it. If you don't already have a lot of polishes, you want to get this one, you wouldn't regret it. But if you are already a polish collector, I'm sure you have something very similar to this at a fraction of the price. So that's just that. We're at the very last polish now. So this is the polish on my nails right now. This is from Essie. The color is called Say It in SOHO. So hard to say. This one came from last year's fall collection, I believe. It's like a fall in New York City collection. Anyways, this one is just a bright copper tone color and I just really wanted to wear it. This one on my nails, it looks really pretty. It's not as fiery as I had hoped for, but still it's a really easy to work with formula. It was slightly brushstrokey, but it kind of evened itself out eventually at the end, or most of it at least. So I don't really see much of the brush strokes on my nails anymore. And if you don't already have a burnt orangey red like metallic like this, you wouldn't be disappointed. All right, even though I have fewer than usual manis this month, but I feel it's a longer one. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just more chatty. But like you can tell, I have quite a few that I might declutter this month. I do run a declutter giveaway every time I post this video. So if you want to know how to enter, just read down below. I also sell my declutter nail polishes on Store NV. I have the storefront open at all times, but some of you guys asked me when I will be posting because it seems like some of you guys just can never catch it at the right time. So I have decided if I ever post, it will be posted on the 1st of each month. I might skip a month just because I don't have any to declutter or, you know, the time gets the best of me. I didn't get to post anything, but if I do, it will be on the 1st of each month. So you can put in your calendar, go check it out so that you can see the polishes. But that will be it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a like and subscribe to my channel. And thank you guys for watching. Bye.